The purpose of today is to show you 20 plus things you can do with AI. Asking questions, learning skills, brainstorming, improving writing, creating content, writing code, translating languages, summaries, planning events, crafting speeches, learning about technology, solving problems, making decisions, role play scenarios, exploring creativity, business strategies, tutorials, staying organized, generating names and titles of things, and conducting research. And that's just a few of the things you can do. So first thing we're going to look at is asking questions. I'm not going to worry about by typing these out. I'm just going to put these in. So this is a question. What are 3 reasons the sky appears blue during the day? That's my prompt. I'm going to see what ChatGPT comes up with for an answer. So we'll see what kinds of answers it gives us. So 3 reasons: Rayleigh scattering, human vision sensitivity, and sunlight. And it asks me a little suggestion. Would you like a visual? I'm not going to ask for that now. We're going to go to another prompt and create a new prompt. Every time I want to create a new prompt, I go to the stylus here. So we're going to go to learn a skill. Teach me the basics of how to create a budget using a spreadsheet. That's learning a skill. So, how would I go about those? Step 1, create these columns, what to do in column A, column B, some suggested, categories, some estimates, entering the budgets, how to calculate it, what to do, tells you if you're overspent, how to use the sum function, analyze, adjust. Pretty easy, and it can give you a starter download template. This is a brainstorm ideas. Give me 10 fun YouTube video ideas for someone who loves gardening. Now, this is for somebody to make videos, I think, as opposed to what videos you would want to find. So here's some titles and different things. Gardening videos are really popular on YouTube. There are a lot of really popular channels. So if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel or other things like that, you can really get a lot of things. What's in my garden bag comes up with catchy titles too. My morning garden routine, peaceful and productive. It's really good at coming up and giving you a suggestion. And at the end, would you like a thumbnail or title ideas for any of these? Or you could even go on. We're going to go on to take a look at some others. It says, can you make this email more professional? Okay, and I have a little prompt here. Of course, paste the email you'd like me to revise. And I wrote a pretty bad email here, so it's not going to be hard. But I said, thanks for coming in for your interview. We decided to go with another person. That's the type of thing that you might want to have somebody take a look at and do differently in some way and make it work a little bit differently. So let's see if we can get it to write a better rejection letter email here. Thank you for coming in, taking the time. We appreciate your interest. We decided, okay, very, very polite, proper email. So you can start out with a really bad email and still get something good. Okay, let's get to something a little bit creating content. I'll write a blog post introduction about the benefits of walking 30 minutes a day. I know walking's supposed to be good, but if you were writing a healthy fitness blog or content creator, Wyatt's can do this for you. So it's going to create blog. Now, I didn't specify anything about how long or short. I just said, give me a post and give me an idea. But you can also do things like writing code. A lot of us don't write code, but I'm starting to do more and more HTML. Anybody that has a website or wants things, there's tools. So I said, write a simple HTML page with a heading, a paragraph, and a button. It's going to create HTML code for me. This is HTML code and how I can use it and paste it into a text editor or save it on a web server. This is just very simple to give you an example. Some people want to know how to do things like translations. AI could do this, translate this into Spanish. Thank you for visiting our website. We hope to see you again or soon, right? I'll say so. Gracias por visitar nuestro sitio web. Esperamos verte de nuevo pronto. I'm taking Spanish lessons, so I'm hoping my pronunciation gets better. So let's see if I can pull up my file here and find something. Summarize this article into 3 points. So I'm going to pull up a article that I have written here from something else. It's called biometrics. Let me see if you can drag and drop things. And that's what I'm doing is I'm dragging and dropping from my file explorer here into my AI. And so let me see if I can say, here's the article. Give me 3 points on this. Let me go with something, a PDF file here, and see if it can do something. Try this file and see what it'll do. And it'll give me an idea. Here's the 3 points here of a computer startup article that I wrote. And I asked for 3 points. So I don't know how many of you are thinking about a vacation coming up, but you can use it for planning a trip to San Diego. Is not too far. I'm in Los Angeles, but it really knows a lot about everywhere in the world. I've used it for planning trips to Barcelona, for Latin America, for others, but it's going to give me a 3-day forecast. I don't think I asked it for the weather forecast, but it gave me, here's a morning activity, lunch, afternoon, dinner, evening, day 2, day 3. So you can use it for planning events and doing things. They say public speaking is the biggest fear people have. And you can use ChatGPT to write a 3-minute speech of recycling for a high school audience. It knows about how fast people talk, and you can adjust it, say, I talk slow, I talk fast, but it'll actually take that time and give you the right amount of text for readability for that capability. So it's kind of an interesting thing. It knows some of these things. I didn't say write so many words. I said write a 3-minute speech, and it knows how to do that. Explain how Bluetooth works in simple terms. A lot of people, I know I'm always inquiring, how does this work? What does this do? How do I make this function? What does it take care of? And I said in simple terms, so this is really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, and short, quick summary, not bad. You can use it to solve math problems. Who doesn't like to have it solving math problems? If 3x plus 5 equals 20, what's the value of x? It'll explain a little bit about how it did it too. Maybe you got some tough decisions on something like buying a car. Should you buy a used or a new car? Give me pros and cons for each, or lease versus purchase, or something like that. But here's pros and cons from all kinds of information. You're actually getting a lot of advice from it on helping to make a decision. Some people use it for personal decisions like relationships and other things like that, but a used car is probably a good way to start with using it for help on making decisions. Another one is role-playing scenarios. Pretend you're a hiring manager and ask me 3 interview questions for a customer service job. You can get questions that you might get from an interview, from a discussion, or from any kind of a topic you might get. So you say, imagine a customer's upset because their order arrived late. Pretty probably typical interview question for a customer service job, or a paper you're writing for something, or proposal you've got to write. So you can actually role play scenarios for these types of things. It can do creative writing. I've used it for some samples when I do my writing class. Write a short story about a time-traveling dog who helps kids with homework. I don't know how long a short story it's going to come up with, but you gave Max the time-traveling homework count. Okay, a little alliteration there. Max blinked. They were in Boston Harbor. Max took them out in history. A few minutes of note-taking. Max helped other kids. Took Mia to ancient Egypt to learn about pyramids. Hey, Max sounds pretty good. Max the homework hound. Business strategies. Well, I've used this to develop business plans, but a simple business strategy, create a basic marketing plan for a new coffee shop in a small town. It's amazing. Some people really don't even know that you can do a lot of these things for it, but it has business overview, target market. I actually used it to help me determine what was necessary to open up a medical clinic in Barranquilla, Colombia, for a friend I was helping out. So you might not know how to use a technology. This is great for tutorials on tech support. I don't know how to set up a PayPal account. You say, how do I do it? Well, you can try and search the web, or try to go to PayPal and find help. Or you can go to ChatGPT and say, give me a step-by-step tutorial. What am I supposed to do? Step 1, go to the PayPal site. Step 2, choose an account. 3, enter your phone. 4, personal information. 5, address, link to a payment, confirm your email address, and you can set up optional features. Great tool. You want it to set up for business or connected to a website? No, nothing that elaborate. I want to stay organized. Somebody's really good at being organized, but sometimes you say, I really want to make my things more efficient. Give me a weekly to-do list for a person working full-time and taking night classes. Boy, I don't know how it knows what this person needs, but here's a weekly list. Okay, wake up, commute, dinner, meal prep, night classes, wind down, sleep. A weekly breakdown, what you should do Monday, Wednesday, no class. Okay, what you should do in a day when you have no class. Thursday, grocery list. If you're not good at organizing yourself, it'll give you lots of ways to do it. May not work right, but you can do some add-ons here. So you want to make some social calls, you want to have some journaling, you want it into a checklist or a calendar. It'll even convert it to a Google Calendar if you want to do it. It's just great for those things. Maybe you're thinking about doing some content creation. Maybe you want to be a podcaster. Give me a catchy name for a podcast. Ask it for 10. Why not? So you can tailor it. ChatGPT will say, do you want it to be more playful, serious, science-based? Do you want a fresh start podcast, healthier every day? You can change those names and see what those types of things. You can do it for research here. Conduct what's the latest trends in remote work. Give me a short summary of the current research. You just ask it. So automatically knows you wanted something more current. It goes out and searches the web and it says remote work in 2025. It's up to date on what it's doing. It went out to some websites, give you some references, hybrid work, technological advancements, productivity, gives you links back to these resources and sources that you may want. And it gives you a quick summary at the end for what you might want to do. Drag a picture or something to the chat prompt and say, explain what's in this picture. Drag a picture and say, what is in this? So I'm going to see if I have a picture here. I have an image here. Sure, go ahead, drop a picture. I'm just going to drag this from my file finder here over here. This is a picture of somewhere. I forgot. I know where it is, but we're going to ask. I want ChatGPT to figure it out. It identified the building commonly known as the Florence Cathedral or Duomo de Firenze, and where the image is from the direction it's looking at it, where it is, what's the right side, a little bit more about it. Interesting. So even if I didn't tell it anything about the picture, it was able to recognize what's in there. I can say, let's generate a birthday card. Create a colorful image of a birthday card with balloons, cake, and a cheerful message for a friend. Sometimes the images take a little bit longer to generate, but we'll give it a moment here to do some things. I got some graphics that are being created here, and we'll get an idea here. Create an image. So it gave me balloons, cake, cheerful image, and you can download this and use it for whatever you might want to do. Text generation in graphics has become really, really high quality and improved a lot in AI. So that's a really good one here too. I'm just going to continue with another graphic here. Create a promotional image for bakery advertising weekend discounts. We'll do that. And we'll do another professional graphic here while we're doing this and see if we can do another one. It may not do that until we're done with this promotional image, but it'll get started. It'll generate a graphic. And this is unique. It's not like stock images, but stock images are really good quality too. But this is a bakery, an image for weekend discounts with a cozy, inviting design. So probably the bakery colors, weekend discounts makes sense. That's what I wanted. Got the text right and got some of the nice bakery items here too. Okay, that's pretty good. So maybe you're doing a video or you want something. So I'd like a storyboard or a script for a short video about how a soda is made, including 3 main scenes and voiceover idea. So it's going to give me a little title here, recommended visual, recommended voiceover, scene 2. That's how videos, visual, voiceover, scene 3, scene 4, scene 5, etc. And so those are some unique ideas. And I don't know how long it's going to take to do this, but we'll give it a shot. I'm going to share. Sora is a tool that gives me the ability in here. So you can see it's available as in the web browser, sora.chatgpt.com. And these are images and videos that have been generated, but I can describe a video. So I want a video of a pot boiling over. I'm just going to paste the prompt here. It says, I agree, and now it says, I'm optionally describe your video, and we're going to do this. It's added to a queue. There's my video, okay? I wanted a very large pot of water coming to a boil on an old stove. I didn't ask it for any other scenes or any other information. Thanks for participating. Take care.